welcome to Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast, where we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. My name is Ryan Doze. I am your distinguished host for today, and we have got some fantastic content set up for you today with the guys from Apollo City Comics. We are doing part 2 of our Devourer King series. We get into the meat of this storyline. We get to see Galactus and Thor kind of on a buddy road trip. It goes all sorts of wrong. We get some great cameos. A mystery character shows up that I didn't see coming. There is some fantastic stuff in this episode, and I know you're going to enjoy it a lot. Before we get jumping into our content today, be sure to go follow our friends over at Apollo City Comics on Instagram. They're a great follow. Brandon and Brandon do a great job over there. Go follow them on all your podcast devices and in iTunes and Spotify. Wherever you find great podcast, Apollo City is there providing fantastic content in the world of comic books and just general nerdery. So be sure to do that. Go support them. And I wanted to let you know that this is just a great opportunity for us as a podcast, reaching out to other different fans, other different comic book readers, other just different appreciators of these mediums that we enjoy. I know there was a lot of news coming out this last week where Disney and Marvel announced a lot of different exciting titles that are coming to Disney Plus, that are coming to the Marvel Universe. And there's a lot of excitement around the world of superheroes. And then on the comic book side, the actual, the paper stories, where it all started, that stuff, it's still going on strong. There's a lot of great things coming up in the end of this year and then the beginning of next year in the world of comics. So just from one fan to another, I just want to say this is a great time to be a fan of comic books, of comic book properties, comic book creators. These comic book creators that we've talked about over the last few weeks on the podcast, namely Donny Cates, Jason Aaron, Nic Klein, some others that we drop in the podcast today. These are creators you want to go and follow their work. Go read other things that they've done. Lots of them have their own creator-owned comics. So go support them. Go support the creators that are bringing these awesome stories, these awesome characters to you. That's just a little bit of me as a fan, just wanting to further the appreciation of the people that bring us these awesome stories. Speaking of bringing you something awesome, myself and the guys over at Apollo City were completely just stoked out of our minds to continue our conversation about Donny Cates and Nic Klein's Thor run, this specific story, the Devourer King. So let's jump into our conversation with Brandon and Brandon on this week's episode. Guys, ready to jump into the second issue?
Yes. Hell yeah.
I'll tell you what, the first adventure is fantastic, and Donny Cates and Nic Klein do not have a sophomore slump here.
No.
It keeps going, and there is a reference on the first few pages of this second issue that is so beyond meta that it's just fantastic. So we jump into the second issue where this black ash is falling over a cityscape and people are disappearing, and we're meant to believe that it's the Black Winter coming to consume things. And I'm just going to read this dialogue and then we can go crazy with it for a little bit. It says that, oh goodness, where do I even start? This is so good. What will you do when the end comes? When your past and your future cease to exist? When the entirety of who you are and who you will ever be becomes moot in the silence, indifferent, cold that falls across your universe? Will you scream prayers to your gods? Will you clasp your hands in hope that your noble defenders will arrive? You will, they all do. And just like the denizens of this particular universe, your gods will arrive. A sun god, a god of emerald light, a god of dark perhaps, a god of the ocean, of speed, of strength. This universe, like so many before it, is protected by leagues of gods, many of them as powerful as those you've always known and marveled at, and all of them united, power beyond imagination, by the belief of the faithful, will not be enough.
I got chills you reading that, dude.
So
Like,
freaking good.
how do you have a comic called Crossover and you cross over all the Image comics and then you're crossing over DC Marvel like on your like day job? You know what I mean? Like like that's so well executed, you know? And that's just brilliant story, you know, writing and creativity and bridging gaps and showing you how powerful this Black Winter is. Like he's telling you if this was the DC universe, they would fail. There is nothing strong enough to stop
The
it.
Justice League is not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And I love how he says it. It's a great piece of storytelling. He says it without saying it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because you know what he's talking about.
Because he assumes that his readers can put the dots together.
Mm-hmm.
And once you put the dots together, you have the reaction that I had, where I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Called out the Justice League.
And you're also, you know, looking at different perspectives. We're dealing with a book that's, you know, dipped in Norse mythology, but now he's also dipping in like Greek mythology by how he's naming the characters. And so even if someone like said that it's not the Justice League or DC universe, he could just turn around and be like, I'm talking about Greek gods, you know? I'm talking about the planet before this, like, you know, all this type of stuff. So it's just the metaphors and how he's doing all that is just, it's beautiful. It's great. And it just transitions you so well into what's coming.
You can kind of see the jab at DC though, because at that top panel, before the page of the planets like being like sucked into a black hole, basically, it looks like the Daily Planet.
Yeah, yeah, and the Superman red and blue.
Yeah, and then the Green Lantern and all that.
It's just amazing. This second page alone, I think, is worthy of a in-depth discussion. And it's just one page. It's just one page, 4 panels, you know, and there's no Thor on it. But then we see we see the Black Winter consuming, you know, that unnamed universe that is, you know, the DC Comics universe. And then we see a galaxy swirling in Thor's eyes as he surveys the first planet that Galactus is going to devour to gain the power necessary to fight against the Black Winter. And Thor and Galactus have some words here.
Yeah.
Because Thor has one way he wants to go about this. He wants to get the inhabitants of the planets off the planet and take them to Asgard.
He's a king. Yeah, he's compassionate, you know? He cares for what's going on.
He has empathy for both Galactus's problem, which sounds weird, but he also has empathy for the people of these planets. He doesn't want to just destroy them. But Galactus only cares about one thing. So these interactions between this first planet, Thor is trying to get them off, and it's a more primitive species. They don't really understand what's going on, and Galactus has had enough. He's done being patient, and he goes to destroy the planet. And Thor sends oh gosh, what are the names of the Ravens? I always forget this. Munin and
I always forget the Ravens' names.
I've read like 2 Thor comics in my life, so you know.
Well, hey, we're all ready to go. He sends them off.
Oh, Hugin and Moonin?
Yes.
I think they're named. Okay, are they named differently in the Marvel comics though?
I don't know.
It pops up later. I'll find the panel when it does.
Yeah,
and I'll point that out. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Oh no, that's what they're called. Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
There you go.
Cool.
Oh, there we go.
So the species, before Galactus can completely destroy the planet with the species on the surface, they are whisked away to Asgard, and then they're immediately introduced to Asgard by Volstagg, of course.
Yeah.
So this first opening action scene, guys, like I just wanted to kind of catch your vibe with this first planet that they visit on Thor and Galactus's mission.
I felt like it was very like 2001: A Space Odyssey, kind of starting off with the apes, like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's the first impression I got. But dude, I just love seeing how Thor is just like, nah, like we are doing this because of this. I don't want to help you. I'm doing this because I have to. And then he just like continues to just fuck up like Galactus, throwing his hammer, going through his hand. Dude, the kneecap scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
One of my favorites for sure.
it's so gross.
Yeah, like it's just, and Galactus is just like, I can't do anything about it. Like I have no power. I can't, like he can get taken down right now. And it's just, you never really see like how you really get to see how strong Thor is right now. And you're like,
Oh my
mind
gosh.
blown. Mm-hmm.
He basically, so when I was reading these the first time, basically whenever Galactus says we're going to do it this way, there's like, no, man, I don't work for you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then Galactus says, you know, at some point in this arc, he says, you know, I'll take your power away. Thor's like, okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Like we can do this the hard way or the harder way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm not scared of you, man.
Yeah.
And I think
proves it over and over again.
He just, it's that attitude of like, I'm not here to mess around. Like this is a no nonsense version of Thor, which
circles back to what you're saying at the start of this. That's right. That's very true. Mm-hmm.
Anything else about that first planet that, I mean,
it kind of for me, the way I took it was like it kind of shows that like Thor is trying his best, but you could tell that like he kind of doesn't know what he's doing still.
Yeah.
Or what he's getting involved with. Because yeah, he's got an ego, right? He always has had one, like, and you kind of realize like even though he's like whooping Galactus' ass, you can't forget like how strong Galactus actually is.
Yes.
Like this is literally one of the biggest villains of all time in general.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
yeah.
And like it's just like it shows that like it kind of creates this like dynamic between them two, that like they're definitely two opposite ends. And it shows that like this partnership is a total mess. And Galactus is someone that, you know, he may be weak right now, but he isn't someone to take lightly.
Yeah. How does someone who like devours worlds and can crumble the universe control like a king and a god, you know? Like controlling Norrin Rand is something else, a Silver Surfer, but you're now controlling someone who's inherited all this power, and it's not the same thing that Galactus is used to. He's used to being, I have power, I'm stronger, I'm in control, you're gonna do what I'm gonna say because I'm bigger than you. And Thor's just like, no, dude, I've taken down bigger than you no matter what. Like we've never really gone toe to toe, but we will.
They both have an ego.
Yeah.
Right. They do that. You know what?
That's the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah, maybe I just have never verbalized it that way. It's like Galactus has a huge ego. Like,
oh, he's quite literally big, but he's also like, he's so like full of himself, because like Galactus is like always like, I'm the biggest being around, and talks very like, you are all beneath me kind of thing. And you know, Thor is kind of similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Galactus, I mean, and you were talking about how like Brandon, you were talking about how like he's weak at this point. He does not stay weak for long.
No.
Because the next thing that happens, this is where I think Nic Klein sets himself on that next level, where he draws a scene using like 3 colors. And it is some of the most dynamic cosmic action that I had read up until this point. And I'm not trying to, wax poetic about this. It legitimately, like, I had to stop. Like, I was taking screenshots of things to send to people, and I just ended up screenshotting whole pages. Because Galactus consumes this first planet, and it is this cacophony of just explosions and big like atomic, bubbling over.
That he did his own variation of the Kirby bubble, you know, and
Yes,
it's
Mhm.
such a good way to do it, and kind of taking it on his own at that point. I didn't notice that till right now, to be honest.
Actually, yeah. Well, it's only like 2 pages, really, or I guess like 3.
And the new duds that Galactus has is it's not his normal purple and blue. He's got this blackish purple tinted with these red orange lines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's one big page where he's described as the god of hunger.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean that if any of us say that, we're like the weirdos by the fridge, but like he says it, it's
yeah.
like the scariest thing. And he's got this big menacing face. And then something happens at the end of this issue that was so unexpected, didn't see it coming, and I was audibly cheering, reading a book
Yes.
at the end, because Galactus has just consumed his planet. It's a big moment, and these big explosions come at him from the side, and then Thor and Galactus turn, and who's there? Beta Ray Bill shows up,
Of course.
and he
Mhm.
is pissed.
Yep. A character that
Yes.
Donny Cates loves, because Beta Ray Bill has shown up at least in 2 other books. I can tell you for sure,
Guardians and
Guardians and Death of the Inhumans.
oh, nice.
I mean, Beta Ray Bill he's quintessential Thor supporting character. He's
Practically as big as Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not to be messed with, and he's not coming. I mean, it's no secret he does not love Galactus,
Mhm.
but he's not coming after Galactus.
So from what I understand, I'm not, I like Beta Ray Bill. I've always been attracted to his character.
Yeah.
I played as his skin in Marvel Ultimate Alliance before I even knew who he was.
Awesome.
And I we'll talk about that in a minute. But here it was saying that basically Galactus is the one that destroyed his world. Do you know more about that? Is that true?
So in it depends on what version you're talking about, to be honest,
Oh.
because in the
Mm.
we all know, I mean, not we all know, I don't want to be the big bad gatekeeper, but Thor fans will know that Beta Ray Bill is a creation of Walt Simonson.
Yeah.
And in Walt Simonson's first 12 16 issues, it's all about the destruction that Surtur brings to all the worlds of the 9 realms. And in that version, the reason why Beta Ray Bill comes along and helps Thor is because Surtur has destroyed the Corbinites. Now, I don't know if he is responsible for destroying their planet, but I know that Surtur is Beta Ray Bill's big, like his big conflict is with him. Actually, in the recent Beta Ray Bill miniseries, which is another thing like I really want to do on this show.
Oh yeah, dude, that series was dope.
He fights against Surtur. So I don't know where Galactus falls into that, to be perfectly honest, but it could be, absolutely could be. It's kind of Galactus's MO.
I feel like it's like I'll try to find the panel if we walk by it. But it's heavily implied that it was Galactus that destroyed it. But I mean, by all means, if someone leave a comment, shoot us a message.
Yeah.
Like
prove us wrong.
It seems like Donny Cates always likes to make Beta Ray Bill have the worst day of his life. Like if you read Death of the Inhumans, you see why he gets pissed off. You read Guardians, you see why he gets involved. It's just like he loves the character and he loves just torturing him.
Oh man, yeah, and then we have gosh, what's his name? The artist writer who did the Beta Ray Bill series.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yes, man. What just it kicks off like that. You have sympathy for him off the bat. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's definitely something. If there are fans of Beta Ray Bill out there, it is not lost on me that there are 5 issues devoted to that character, and we will cover that sometime very, very soon, hopefully. But the next issue, we know we're going to get Thor versus Beta Ray Bill. And so issue 3, let's just jump right in. And actually we jump in with it with the scene that Brandon alluded to earlier of Thor fighting for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an amazing piece of artwork. It's just awesome. It's either one of you guys want to take a stab at describing this? I mean, it is
It's just one of the
so
coolest like creature battles I've seen in the Marvel comic in a while.
It looks like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah, dude. No, you're right.
Yeah.
That pose that Thor has,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
just like
way the
epic
sword is
and
drawn on him,
massive.
very like Conan. Like, how the hell? I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
one of those things.
It definitely looks like Conan the Barbarian meets like Renaissance painter.
Dude, with the sword stabbed in his side, you have a
Mhm.
branch in
Yeah.
his chest.
You see the
like,
random guy being struck by lightning and dying from it.
there's an arrow,
Yes.
2 arrows in one leg. Like, it is.
There's a spear going through his torso.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a beautifully, and what's cool is that we're talking about time here. And
Yeah.
I feel like what Brandon was saying was really, really resonated at the beginning of all this. Like, you think of a character, a warrior, where time doesn't matter. You're just in the heat of battle, like you're going for it, you're calculating like moments to attack, but that's it. You know what I mean? You're just fighting. You just want to always fight. And I feel like from my exposure to Thor always comes into the scene ready for a battle. Like he's always just like, let's go, let's do this. And having to like slow yourself down to like do political crap after that, how can you train your brain to do that? Just like,
how do you basically reprogram how you work?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. It's but I think, man, just talking about it the way it is here, how does he remember anything? He always goes back and it's something's different, and he's used to that now. It could be 5 years, but it was like moments to him, it seems like.
Quick question, actually, if you could answer this. So Thor was like, he's Asgardian, he's God and everything, but he was like a baby and a kid, and he like grew into a man, but then he kind of just became an adult, and he's lived like thousands of years or something like that, and he's like stayed an adult. So how does that work? Are you just
I've never
a kid?
understood how.
Yeah, you just like you hit 21 and then you're just an adult for like 20,000 years,
Okay. So I will explain this the best way I know how. Which is not uber well, but there is a part of the Marvel Comics mythology where the way that Asgardians stay immortal, it's not and certain versions have done things with this where this means something in parts where it doesn't. But this is what I know. There's a magical fruit called the Golden Apples of Iduna, which is covered in Silver Age comics and Bronze Age comics. I actually, in November, we'll do a Tales of Asgard episode with a buddy of mine, Chris, and we cover the story where they explain what the apples do. And basically, the apples grant you immortality.
Wow.
Now, you can still die.
Yeah.
Like they keep you alive naturally. You can still die and go to Valhalla or go to hell. You can still do that, but the how do I say this? The logistics of living and dying in Asgard change so much.
Oh wow.
Like
Okay.
you can go to Valhalla and be a part of the warriors there, but what happens if you die in battle as a part of them? I don't know. I do know the apples play a role in Asgardian immortality, but beyond that, I mean that would be something really fun to look into, but it's that's the extent of my knowledge on the topic.
That's interesting. Wow.
Maybe it's like a rite of passage to adulthood. When you're an adult, you eat it, and then
and I know that Thor goes through a rite of passage to get the hammer. Which is covered in those Tales of Asgard stories from original Journey into Mystery comics. But I don't know if he has to do like a rite of passage for becoming basically immortal. And maybe in some versions they've done away with it, where it's just like, no, Asgardians are immortal, and that's just kind of how they work. But I mean that's something now I want to look into even more, because I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean that immortality thing always baffled me. Like with vampires, I get it because they bite you and you stay that age, so you got bitten, But like with stuff like this, it's like, how do you say now? Like this is the best I'm gonna look. Like let me choose this moment, you know? Like
All right. It took me 1,000 years from being born to be 22, and it's gonna take 10,000 years to be 22 to 85.
yeah, because I even in
That's what it
Jason
feels
Aaron's
like.
Thor, he's an old man. Like he has the
Yeah,
beard
by
and
the
he's
end
like,
of it.
mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, in
So
Jason Aaron's Thor, you have the young and you have the past, present, and future Thor that meet, and it's just like, do they ever clarify how much time is in between those ages?
no,
Not to my
no,
knowledge.
it's like the whole Conan thing, and you see that inspired by it because Conan, you never define a full like age that he got up to, or when he became King Conan. It just you're King Conan, like it's one of
Yeah.
those things. Yeah,
Well, and even I mean, in Jason Aaron's God Butcher, there's 3 stories of Thor interacting with Gore,
yeah,
the God Butcher, but one of them he's very old, and
yeah.
I mean, all of Asgard has fallen by then. So how long did that happen? And I think sometimes authors feel the need to like explain that, but other times it's like, hey, I don't know, debate. It
Yeah.
leads to conversations like this. Like, how did it happen? I don't. You guys tell me.
It's one of those
Um,
finer details that like you could get away with it. You know what I mean? Like it matters in the sense of like how are we gonna think about this, But when it comes down to the materials, you're like it's a comic book. Let's just
Yeah, I
do
can't
that.
overthink it.
Yeah.
Just
do I
let it
still want
be.
to know the answer? Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's gonna be a good question to ask them whenever if we ever get one of them on our shows. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
that'd be
keep
amazing.
that in mind. Um,
Yeah,
dude,
Just make sure
this
to ask Jason Aaron.
yeah,
I
yeah.
the file of questions I have for Jason Aaron is very long, and I'll add that one to it.
when
The
it when it brings us back
Good.
into the present in the comic,
Yes,
when it
yes.
hits now on the second, page, once we're in the present, that's when it's just a shot like between Beta Ray Bill's arm. He's holding what's it called? His hammer called Stormbreaker,
Homebreaker.
and then you can
Stormbreaker,
see
yeah.
Thor. It says, "He has taken my people's home. He should not
Right.
take you as well. Until then, I shall not yield." But that's where I got it. Like I was like, I
Okay.
guess Galactus took his original home.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I stand corrected.
I mean, again, stuff changes. There's always variations,
Oh
the
yeah.
rewrites and stuff like that. But continuity is a tricky thing with stuff like this. But no, like that's my first assumption, just for this
Yeah.
being like an entry level kind of Thor book at that point.
It's the impetus, the line that Brandon just read there. It's the impetus to essentially these two brothers fighting,
Yeah,
because Beta Ray Bill he is of the mind that he's not going to let Thor do this.
hmm,
That Thor is, and in fact, right before that bubble that Brandon read, Beta Ray Bill says, "I'm not going to let you corrupt your honor like this.
yeah,
Like you're an accessory to genocide."
yeah, yes,
And
exactly.
why would I let you do this? So they fight this entire issue.
It's literally them just fighting and them trying to come to an understanding of like, I won't let you do this because it's not right. And him saying, and Thor basically being like, dude, I'm on a mission. If you don't want to listen to me, you're gonna have to get my way, but I'm in a pressing matter right now. So fucking move or let's go. Like, I don't care at this point. Like, I gotta do this.
Move or be moved.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And that's 30. Like, that's the cool thing. You have so much story and exposition in issue one, and I feel the rest of these issues are like single scenes practically, but they really embellish the characterization of the mindset that Thor's in right now.
There's an interesting thing that happens here in the middle of this issue where um, Thor Thor doesn't feel the need to. He's like, if I use the power of the Herald of Galactus on you, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So he depowers himself, which is a baller move.
Mhm.
Like I can take and give power whenever I want. And Galactus even says to
Oh
him, like, the
yeah.
power cosmic is mine, alone to wield. You are my herald. I gave you your power. You belong to. I took, and then Thor cuts him off. I took your power. You take nothing from me.
That just shows, like, I've never realized how powerful Thor was until a scene like this. Taking it and just being like, no, shoot right back to you.
What do you happen to know where he stands on like the power level like of the Marvel universe?
Oh,
I don't, to be
I have no
honest.
idea either.
I have
Like,
no idea.
I mean, I know there's like certain characters that like, like there's like the Living Tribunal, right? And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
all that stuff, like the cosmic entities, but like, where does Thor stand?
Yeah. I would be a good thing to research, honestly. That'd be a cool like listing and trying to figure that out.
I mean, at the risk of sounding like a homer, he's very high.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Um,
this is just a great example. I mean, I don't know if it's ever been exemplified to this level, but I would assume after seeing the scene, he's pretty damn up there.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, he can't like, because to me, it's such an interesting question. Because I'm trying to think, like, Thor is not on the level of like a Franklin Richards who can alter reality. Like, he can't alter reality. He doesn't have like the extent of like an Infinity Stone
Yeah.
level of power, but he's like right below that level. I
I
mean,
would say so.
of the Earth heroes, he has to be up there. Like, the Hulk is strong, but like I don't mean to reduce the Hulk's power to him being strong.
Yeah.
I think actually I've talked about it with my friends. I think like Hulk is like one of the strongest characters physically, and I think like Ghost Rider is too. Like
Oh,
on
wow.
terms of like a physical strength, like I think
Yeah.
because it's like demonic magic that kind of like makes him
Yeah.
powerful, right? So I think like Ghost Rider's up there, and I'm pretty sure Thor is a literal god, so he's definitely like up there as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe the MCU's downplayed him because like that fight scene between him and Hulk in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, I
Like,
would say so.
and then like not to get in this whole side quest kind of, but like Doctor Strange, he's an entirely different type of power. Like, because
Yeah,
I think when you say powerful, to me, I instantly go to like, what kind of power?
yeah. I think like all encompassing, like physical and like I guess you could say on a cosmic level or magical level, like all encompassing. Because Thor does kind of have all three.
Yeah.
He does.
He can't like augment reality like Doctor Strange, for instance, but he could like fly through space and go through different dimensions basically in different universes, I guess. Can like oh my, I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted. Now I'm like, does the Bifrost go to different universes?
Oh, fuck.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Donnie should write an alternate universe story where the Bifrost like goes to different universes.
So the Bifrost leads to the ultimate universe where Thor and Reed Rich. Oh,
well, that could be where Donnie's going. That's a good connection between all that stuff. There you go.
not to spoil Venom, just saying.
But like, I mean, yeah, his power level is, semantics aside, he is virtually unmatched. And Beta Ray Bill, especially when augmented with the power of the Herald of Galactus, like, he would have killed Beta Ray Bill. Like,
I mean, he backhands like no problem.
Yeah.
he
Like a fly,
he whacks
yeah.
him out of frame and just standing there. But then they continue the fight, and Beta Ray Bill gets actually a really good hit in on him. He causes him to bleed. And it's just like one-liner after one-liner now.
Exactly. This is one of those comics that you could read like within like 5 minutes. Like you just and observe the art. You know what I mean? That's how good of a writer he is. He's able to get his point across. There's some cool stuff we see, like the strength of Thor versus Galactus in that essence. But also, I mean, Beta Ray Bill calls over Mjolnir, catches it, and then Thor takes Stormbreaker. But when Thor takes Stormbreaker and they clash, it shatters Stormbreaker.
So
and
epic.
That's the thing about Stormbreaker. It's the one hammer that can change Beta Ray Bill into looking somewhat normal in a sense, you know?
Right
love
there,
that
look at
2-page
that.
spread. It is epic.
For those of you that follow us on social media and our Facebook group and on Instagram, I will basically be screenshotting most of these issues and putting.
It's hard not to choose a page.
It's really hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, they give it their all.
I mean, it if you are a fan who likes older comics, more power to you. Older comics are great. The artwork in here is so next level, and Nic Klein is so next level.
Underrated.
That he is, he is as responsible for this new Thor as Donny Cates is. And I know writers get a lot of credit because they're the ones creating the creative flow of the stories. But my gosh, it's panels like that.
This is what sticks in your memory when you think about this Thor now. Like when you envision him, this is like our Thor at this pace.
Beta Ray Bill, Stormbreaker being destroyed does not deter him. He is. Then that's something where we did an episode a while back, a top 5 supporting characters, and Beta Ray Bill was very high. And I the one word that I used to describe Beta Ray Bill was honor. He has an incredible capacity for honor, so he's not going to yield. Thor even says, "Will you yield? Please, please yield." Like, again, move or I will move you. And he says, nope, I'm not going to do it. And then another surprise happens. The Bifrost
appears,
shoots down between both of them. And who is standing there? The Lady Sif, the new Watcher of the Bifrost, in all of her badassery. My goodness.
It's great how he puts those layers, and it's one of those page turner things where you're just like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like, where is this going? You can't put the book down at this point, you know.
I mean, you'd be foolish to. So
if you read it monthly, you'd be hungry.
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know, this is the crazy part. We're hitting issue 4, and issue 4 is the last issue we got before COVID really hit and made comic books harder to access, and Thor got, you know, pushed back like crazy. It wasn't until, you know, issue 5 was super delayed, and then issue 6 was super delayed. So this was like our hanging point. Yeah, and then issue 5, technically the first appearance of the Black Winter, shot up in value, and that's when eBay was just having an insane like thing going on where you're just like, you can't afford comics. I remember issue 5 was going for like $50 to $80.
What? Really?
Yep.
For a brand new issue?
Yes, because it was such a low print run. Issue 5 is one of the lowest printed books out of this entire run. But it was also like the first appearance, like FOMO type of stuff, like first, you know, physical appearance of Black Winter and whatnot, and it skyrocketed.
God, I swear, this is just a rant for another day, but I swear, first appearances just ruin books.
I know,
in the sense of like I tried getting, this is so random. There you go.
Sorry, I tried getting play my Jane Foster Thor first appearance.
It haunts me because there's always certain issues you want to get. Like I could not get for the life of me Batgirl issue 50 that ended the rebirth run of Batgirl. I couldn't get the original cover because it had a first appearance of a character that I think was going to be in a TV show or something, and it's like one panel. And because of that book sold like crazy. And I was like, I literally just want the regular cover. Why is this so hard to get?
You know, this is just one of those FOMO things, and it happens so hard with recent books. Like this was a good example. Daredevil 25 was a good example.
Oh my god, dude! Why did that shoot up in price? Just because it was like
Elektra's Daredevil.
Elektra as Daredevil is dope as hell, but like it's not like Elektra was a brand new character.
Exactly, you know.
Quick aside, her design as Daredevil is so cool.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Marco Cicchetto as an artist, slept on.
So, listeners, again, we say all of this to encourage you to go look at it for yourself. Like the current run of Daredevil is so cool right now. And Chip Zdarsky is about to do what Devil's Reign.
After issue 36.
I mean, we're so much good stuff.
You could ask Brandon. No, you could ask Brandon. Like, I don't shut up about a few things, like Jeff Lemire being one of them, but like Daredevil is my shit.
Yeah, like, it really is. That's pure Brandonian right there. Like,
I have everything from Frank Miller up.
Well, then we need to compare Death of Elektra copies.
Oh,
Oh,
there you
I
go.
only have the omnibus. I don't have like an actual copy.
It is the one issue of Daredevil I have.
Oh, nice. Hell
I literally
yeah.
have everything else. Like, I think I have from Mark Waid to now in single issue.
Oh, nice. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I have from issue 1 of Mark Waid all the way to literally 35 right now.
Ooh.
And yeah,
When this episode comes out, we'll have to just put in the parentheses like, yeah, we talked a lot about Thor, and we also had a little aside.
Yeah.
where we just
of everything else.
had to
But
talk
yeah,
about-
Marco Cicchetto, amazing artist.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
I mean, we're back to the I believe we're at part 4 of the Black Winter story, and Sif is also not messing around.
No, Sif means business. And that's the cool thing. Having a character like Sif and have her stand up to Thor at this, cosmic god level, dude, she's not taking any BS either, like she's just ready to be like, what is going on? Thor, you need to chill your shit and you need to listen. And what she does to Thor's hammer right away was just like, damn, this girl has brains and power and she knows what she's doing with everything. Like, I love
Brandon,
that.
what does she do to the hammer?
She launches it to a king that she says that he can do anything with it. It's in a useless spot, but there it is in front of Loki, and it crashes in front of him in Jotunheim, and this is again another seed planted for the future. But it even says that alas, this is a story for another time. If that is, there's still time to tell. But Loki picks up Mjolnir and he holds it. It's in his hands before it gets summoned back. And you're just like, oh crap, stuff is going on.
I love the panel at the bottom of the first page with Loki in it. He's looking at the hammer. He's like, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Loki will forever be just like the boogeyman for Thor. Like the guy that's just always there to like, I don't know. It's just funny how it always comes back to him somehow.
Yeah. I mean, he's the Shredder to the Ninja Turtles. He's
basically, yeah.
Yep.
The Rita Repulsa to the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. I should start using that one.
For those early 2000s kids, he's the Kaiba to his Yu-Gi-Oh. He's the team.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's the pain in the ass, like character that's like somewhat enemy, somewhat friend.
What's cool about this whole scene is that Lady Sif comes and she rescues Beta Ray Bill, pulls him out of the fight because she's just like, this is going too far, and Thor is literally like, just like, go get out of here. Like, he doesn't want to fight them. He's only doing them because they're in his way, and he's telling them, I'm gonna do this. I'm telling you I don't want to do this, but leave. Just get out of here. And that spirals into the Beta Ray Bill 5-issue miniseries. That's where it picks up. So like readers who are trying to connect dots and you want to get into that run, read this first 4 issues and just take off from there. Like, it's perfect.
The before we leave the Sif stuff, Sif has a bit of dialogue here that I feel like, to understand where Thor is at, you need to read it, because Sif knows Thor like very few people do.
Yes.
And she assesses where he's at so perfectly, where she says, I know that you are restless in this new role, that you think your best days are behind you, and the idea of dying fat on a throne cripples you, Thor. But you must lose yourself in your quest to prove you're still worthy. I know you're scared of the end, but you, and Thor cuts her off real briefly. What? I am not afraid. And Sif says, yes, you are.
And she's like, I see everything, remember?
Oh yeah,
like,
right. I cut it off a little short, but yeah. She sees everything that he is.
What happened to what's his name?
Beta Ray is just like to the side. He got whomped last
No,
issue.
I'm talking about what's his name?
Heimdall,
yeah.
Oh, Heimdall. Oh yeah,
So-
that was a big question I had too.
Yeah,
So,
like this is obviously a huge spoiler since I haven't read any Thor, but like what happened to him?
oh goodness, for those of you that want to dig into more of this, read War of the Realms.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, cool.
Fair enough.
Lots of things happen in War of the Realms, to Odin, to Heimdall, to Asgard. Let's just say Sif is the new Heimdall. at
Yeah.
least for now. If, someday I really hope to do an in-depth assessment of the War of the Realms, because it's so dense.
Okay, cool.
Dense and epic. Like it
Nice.
is so, again, I use the word Tolkien to describe how War of the Realms it had so many implications, and Heimdall definitely gets swept up in the implications.
I see. Okay,
so-
cool. That's a good reference. I'm definitely going to check that out even more now.
Sif and Bill go off, and Thor is left with oh right, Galactus is still here. He's still hanging around, and he and Galactus continue their bantering. Thor receives the power of power cosmic again, and then we get a briefer recap of what happens on the next 3 planets. And it happens in this amazing spread of pages where we see Galactus getting stronger and these worlds being destroyed as the inhabitants are sent off to Asgard. But Galactus is getting stronger and stronger, and we come to the 5th planet.
What's cool about, I mean, I love these 3, planets they see. And
Beautiful.
Super beautiful, creative, like the names, the creatures, all of it. And I love the detail what you're saying with Galactus. If you look at his like antenna things from one panel to another, he's like slowly, like he has like kind of your classic armor in the first panel, and then he kind of looks like Ace Frehley of Kiss in the second one with the shoulder things. And then you have like mecha Galactus at the very end of it, like it just keeps on evolving, and it's such a cool, what you're saying, him absorbing power in that transition. Like it's so apparent, and you can only really see it through the art at that point.
It's Galactus going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly. And
actually, yeah.
That's
actually a good way of putting it. I never really thought of it that way.
He's powering up, and we'll have to wait 5 more episodes to see the conclusion of this fight.
You just wait and see, buddy.
Yeah, it's we come to the last planet though, and the last planet is a little unlike the previous ones, because the inhabitants, they say, like we're ready to fight against your boss, and Thor's like, no, just no. Like I hate to be the babysitter here, but you guys need to go.
Yeah.
And Galactus, he's full power mad. He is consumed with getting the last piece of the puzzle, because one thing that I think we lose a little bit in these issues is Galactus is still scared.
No, you're right. That's very true. You kind of like slip past that point. You just think he's on that mission, but he's still shaking underneath that armor.
And no matter how powerful he is, he's still afraid, because the Black Winter is here.
Yeah,
it's come. And I just want to read a little bit of dialogue here on the, I believe it's the 17th page, where Thor says, Galactus, sorry, we skipped over this a little bit of information. Galactus destroys this 5th planet without the inhabitants leaving.
Yes.
So the other 4 planets, the inhabitants got off safely, and they're in Asgard. The 5th planet, they're destroyed along with the world. And Thor says, what in the hell are you doing? There are still people on this planet. I have not given you permission. Galactus interrupts him and says, Galactus needs no permission. Your bargain, Thunder God. You have brought me the final world, and we are out of time. The Black Winter is here. And the next page, we see this sprawling, just these tentacles of a storm consuming stars and suns and worlds off in the distance as Galactus drains power from this planet. And I mean, it all leads up to the first appearance of the Black Winter on the last page. And guys, it's ominous.
Yeah,
it's spooky as hell.
It looks like a metal album cover. I mean, it is spooky, but it does look like a metal album cover.
Rock Blizzard, yes.
This looks, yeah.
Did you guys see Rock Blizzard live? That shit was so sick.
Didn't think I was gonna get out of there alive.
This is the part where you add like a solo clip, just real quick, some shredding.
yeah. It's such an like it's so huge and it's crazy because Galactus is just like, no, we're doing this and we're gone. And I love right before where Thor is masking his eyes so he doesn't see his death, and you see the tears coming out from him because he knows he just failed these people and this is not what he wanted again. But then he's like, I know it had to be done, but that makes it no better. So know this, Galactus, when the winner is clear, you will answer for the people of, was it Cryo,
Yeah.
and for the lives that you have stolen before it. Like, dude, and then the both of them, he's like, until then, until then, Black Winter. What a good cliffhanger. And that's the thing. This whole run is so fluid. Like you set up your goal and you're just going piece by piece, kind of chipping away. And this is what's crazy is that like this entire first 6 issues, like almost a year goes by in this run.
I'm telling you, this thing. Oh wait, why can't I paste it? I'm telling you, this thing gives off some serious Phoenix Force like vibes.
That's
like,
where now you saying that and me getting to that last part, that totally resonates.
And not as long of a build up, but when the Phoenix Force was introduced in X-Men, I mean, Jean Grey doesn't go full on bad for a while, but when she goes bad, she goes bad. Next level bad.
Yeah.
And there's almost this. If you're an X-Men fan, I'm so sorry, but I believe it's Claremont. Claremont.
So, yeah.
You're asking the wrong people.
You're asking the wrong podcast.
I'm very adamant about saying like, don't ask me about Claremont X-Men because you're not gonna like what I gotta say.
Yeah.
but he draws that out for a while, and this Black Winter is, I mean, it's the end of essentially the 5th issue until we see him, and like Brandon was saying, like in real time, it was even longer.
That is going to do it for this week's episode of Across the Bifrost. I want to thank Brandon from Apollo City Comics for stopping by again and continuing this breakdown of a fantastic comic book run, The Devourer King. We are going to conclude our breakdown of this series of books next week on the podcast, part 3 of this breakdown. It's going to be awesome. Next week's episode is so good. I think I've gone over it just so many times. I'm so excited for you all to hear it. Can't wait for next Monday for the conclusion of this series with Apollo City Comics. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast wherever you're finding us. Rate it, review it, and then go find our friends over at Apollo City. Go search all the different podcast, mediums that are out there, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere you can find podcasts. Go and find their show as well. They've done some great stuff lately, and you're going to want to check them out. Definitely give them a shot. They would appreciate your support, and they're also in it for the same reason that I am. They want to bring awesome content that they know you will enjoy, so go check them out, and then go follow them on Instagram. They have some great stuff there. They post a lot of just stuff they enjoy. These guys really are just fun to hang out with, so go follow them at their show account at Apollo City Comics on Instagram, and then go follow us. Go follow at the Mighty Thor Podcast on Instagram, and then join our Facebook group where we talk about just anything in the world of Thor. Man, we got some great stuff coming up this next week because we are going to be kind of dropping some hints about some other things that we're going to be doing in the rest of this year, 2021, and then some things I really would like to see us do in 2022. We are almost to a brand new year. We've been doing this for quite a few months now, and honestly, everybody, we are just getting started here on Across the Bifrost. So the best is yet to come, and we've done some pretty cool stuff so far. So very excited. Easiest way you can find out about what's going on with the podcast is following us on social media, like I said, on Instagram, and go ahead and join our public Facebook group. It's under Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast. So you won't miss it. It's a public group. Please just be kind and positive, and I know you will enjoy the small following that we've got over there. They're a lot of fun, and you're going to meet some great Thor fans over there. So we're going to get out of here for the day, hoping to put up a few bits of bonus content this week, possibly some Eternals stuff, and I'm trying to put together a few other things that I'm really excited about. We'll see what happens with those things, but next week, we're bringing you the conclusion of this Devourer King series. And the week after that, we're bringing back Chris Eberly for another Tales of Asgard, another story time with Professor Eberly. So, like I've said many times, a lot of great stuff coming up on the podcast this fall, this month. The rest of the year is going to be bonkers. You're going to love it. Until we see you next time aboard the Rainbow Bridge, dear listener, I remind you, stay worthy.